Hello and welcome back to my channel. Those of you who know me well will know that I have very unmanageable natural hair and it's always been a little bit of a nightmare to keep it under control. My hair is not naturally straight, it's really quite frizzy. If I prep it properly, then it goes very curly underneath. Kind of wavy in the midsections and then just kind of like frizzy and straight on top. Now normally I would straighten my hair and that's how I would usually wear it, but I've recently given up straightening and blow drying my hair straight in favour of the curly girl method. That's a whole other video or blog post, but for those of you who haven't heard of it before, it's a method of caring for curly hair to help bring out the natural curl, not over dry the hair using sulfates and products with silicons in as well. But obviously it's all based on being able to prep the hair properly after you've washed it, using the right products and having time for it to dry naturally, and that just isn't realistic sometimes as a mum, as a businesswoman. So for example, last night I washed my hair and it was still wet at bedtime. I didn't want to apply heat and blow dry it because often for me that just makes things worse. It's kind of like it is now, but out here like a lion's mane. So I put a towel on my bed, a smooth towel, and went to sleep with damp hair. So this is kind of the result of waking up with hair that was still a bit wet. And as you can see, it's really fluffy. It's, you know, it's a bit like cotton wool really. It's not the easiest hair to manage. And obviously when you're back to doing the school run, or if you've just got a busy day, you're not going to have time to be wetting and applying products and scrunching your hair and drying it again. You just want something really quick and easy that looks good and is manageable for hair that's a little bit crazy. Now I know a lot of people kind of get away with doing a messy bun where they kind of scrape all the hair back like this and do a big bun on top of the head and it looks great. It doesn't look great on me. I have all these small little bits of hair that come out. I'd like to say this is just from pregnancy with my children. It's not, my hair's always been like this, and I have a very low hairline as well at the back here, so this always falls down. And it, you know, it's just like a big bit of frizz that sticks out at the back of my hair like this. So I can very rarely get away with a good looking bun on top of my head. And obviously if you've not had your hair done in a while and you've got roots, having your hair scraped back like that can really exacerbate it. So my mirror's over here, which is why I'm going to be looking this way for part of this video, because I do need to see what I'm doing. But I'm going to show you how to do a really simple two-piece braid around your head that kind of starts on one side and then comes into a braid at the side, a little bit like Elsa hair. I've worn my hair like this before Frozen was even a thing. Although my daughter loves it, she calls it my Elsa hair. So it's absolutely fine, but I didn't copy of Elsa. So the first thing you need to do is find out where your parting is, and actually this works really well with a side parting. Now, because I like to have the braid on this side and I like to start it here, if I start it on this side, at some point I'm going to have to stop here and then braid this section. So it's personal choice whether you braid the heavier bit at the front first and then hold that, or whether you braid this side section and then hold that. Now what I sometimes do is I'll braid this section, stop about here, and then so that braid doesn't fall out, and I know this is going to sound disgusting but it's my own hair, I'll hold it either in my mouth whilst I braid this section, or if I can I'll hold it under my chin. But for the purpose of this video today, we're going to do it with this because I won't be able to talk if I've got hair in my mouth. So, and just kind of pin it on. So I'm going to start with this side here, and I'm going to try and show you as I work around my head, but I might need to keep turning and looking in the mirror at the same time. So you start with 2 pieces of hair, and you'll only ever need 2 pieces of hair, but you're going to join extra bits in on one side like you would with a French plait. So you'll take your 2 sections and you'll put the inner section under and the outer section over, like this. Now for the section that comes closest to your hairline, you're going to grab another section of hair here. You're going to join those 2 together, hold them together, and then like you're doing a twist, you're now going to put that one over the top. And again, here's your underneath section. Now you're going to keep your underneath section separate, and you're going to get another section of hair from the front and the midsection, because you're only going to be joining from this front side. You're not going to be joining from both sides, you're just going to be joining from this front side. So you can take hair that comes from that side and join it all together like this. So you get this section, you add it to the underneath section, and again, like before, over the top. Hold the over the top section in your hand, grab the under section, and take another piece of hair to join to it. And again, over the top. Another section, join them together, over the top. And you can see that that's starting to form. I'm going to attempt to turn as I'm doing this so you can watch me do this at the back of my head. And it is just a case of, now you can see that I've gone from having this hand underneath, now that I've got to this point of my head, I'm going to bring this hand around the back so that I can feel what I'm doing. So I'm going to use my thumb to divide a section here down my head, and then I'm going to join it with that underneath section there. Take the underneath section, bring it over the top, and bring this one down. And again, another section, add it to there, hold it together, bring it up. Another section, join them together, twist it over the top. Right, now that I've got to this section here, that's kind of taken hair from the nape of my neck around this side, I'm gonna have to start with this section to join together. So I've taken the piece of hair that was over the top, because that's the bit that I need to hold tight so that it doesn't come out. So I'm going to leave that bit free, and this is the bit that I would normally hold in my mouth. I'm going to get my clip, and I'm going to attempt to clip it here to my top so it doesn't get too loose. Yeah?
Did I make this all by myself? Pizza Planet.
Yes, well done.
Pizza Planet is in Toy Story 1.
Well done. So for this front section of hair, you'll do the same thing. You'll take a piece from the edge, split it into 2, cross them over, grab a new section, add it to the underneath, cross them over, grab a new section, add them together, cross them over, section, join them, cross them over, Okay, and now that I've got to this stage, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So I've got my 2 sections from the back, then I've got my 2 sections from the front. I'm going to join these 2 sections from the front together to make my middle plait, and I'm going to start braiding as I would a normal plait braid with 3 pieces. And this just joins the 2 sides together really nicely. Now obviously you don't have to do a full braid, you can just join it here and have a ponytail. If my hair was smoother, that's what I would do, but for the purpose of how my hair is today, it really needs tying up. Here we go, and then once that's done, you can adjust it a little bit if you want to. You could just pull a few sections out to give it a little bit more height around the hairline, around the front of the head. There we go. And this is great for a really hot day. It keeps the kind of hair off the back of your neck. It keeps you really cool. If you're going swimming, oh, sorry, what hair on my mouth. If you're going swimming, what I do is I take this section like this and I pull it, push it. No, I don't pull it or push it. I pin it into here with some grips, and then it's all kept out of the way. It doesn't get wet when I'm going swimming, and it keeps it nice and tidy. But as you can see, this is how it looks when it's all just down. Now the smaller sections that you take, the more neat this will look at the back. I've done it a little bit rushed today just to show you on this video, but as you can see, this is a million times better than the crazy hair that I had this morning, and it looks nice as well.